Hey, welcome back to another edition of Ego on Break. This may be a little controversial, so so buckle up, hang on, enjoy the ride. I believe the madman over here is going to have an opinion. I believe I'm going to have an opinion, and I believe that there's going to be a lot of things that we agree upon. So I don't think it's going to be a complete argument. But this is based off Jim Cornette's review of All Elite Wrestling Double or Nothing.
I just want to say the Battle Royal.
Yeah. I mean, that's essentially the most part of it. Like, a lot of this conversation is going to be based off that. We were going to talk about other things. We both watched MLW Fury Road, or at least the part of Fury Road that was free on beIN Sports.
I watched all I saw on YouTube.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that as well. But Jim Cornette said the Battle Royal, although a good idea, was basically let's put our friends on the show and let them do all the stupid stuff,
the viral stuff.
You know, the viral stuff that they do on the indies when it's not really
the indies.
It's not the indies anymore. Like, the things that work in front of a few hundred people isn't necessarily going to work to the casual fan. So let us know your opinion. We want to know what you think of the casual fan versus the smart mark. And I'm going to use quotations a lot.
I won't.
he does it.
Stupid.
But let us know what your thought is. And is AEW going to be a smart mark promotion? Is it going to be a casual promotion? Is it going to be something that provides a little bit for everybody? And if it does provide a little bit for everybody, does the little bit it provides for the smart fan kill off what they're trying to sell to the casual fan? Let us know your opinions. We're definitely going to give you our opinions. But Jim Cornette was pretty much like...
he crapped on it.
Yeah, he crapped on it. And a lot of the stuff I do agree upon. I think the Battle Royal would have been fine the way it was if it wasn't for the winner gets the title shot.
Yeah,
I mean, that was something they had to add to at the last minute. Dealing with the Pac and
lose. Gotcha.
Yeah, and that controversy, but you know, a little bit of that insider knowledge sometimes hurts the product, because now you know what I'm saying.
It was so
you know,
obvious who was going to win.
Right.
It really killed the Battle Royal.
But with you having to put that on there,
well, that's what I was saying. Take Hangman Page out. Who the hell would you have picked to win the Battle Royal?
Yeah, I agree. Except there is a few people like I think MJF would have been a great guy.
The ones I would have said.
I think he would have been great. I think Luchasaurus, just based on his size. I mean, come on, how many big guys have you seen in the Royal Rumble? You know you're not going to win, but there's a possibility. So I think he was believable. I think, you know, Billy Gunn definitely would have been believable. Dreamer, maybe not. I don't know. Like, to me, I don't know if
that would mean you would have had Billy Gunn versus Jericho, which is two old WWE guys in there.
Well, I mean, people's pushing for Jericho versus Punk now, so hell, that's still two old WWE people.
That was like, could this happen? And I guess anything could happen.
But I mean, I think Ace Romero for sure could have been a guy I could have seen. And I mean, this is just strictly...
Yeah, clearly Marco stunned too.
No, I don't think Marco would have been, but nobody ever think Bushwhacker Luke was going to win the the Royal Rumble either. And I'm not comparing Marco to Bushwhacker. I'm just, you know, there's people in the Royal Rumble in there just to feel it, and everybody knows that.
I get that. But like I said, who would be a believable winner besides Luchasaurus and MJF?
I'm going to say Ace Romero for sure. I mean, come on. If Yoko can be damn champion, why can't Ace Romero? So I definitely think Ace. So that's 3.
Yeah, there's your main event. Ace Romero versus Chris Jericho.
That's a main event in places. I'm just saying, AC baby. I mean, I could definitely see him,
but I don't see him as my main event guy.
Well, maybe not as the main event guy, but definitely up there flirting with it. You know, I mean, he's definitely that top mid card guy. For sure. I mean, especially if you package him right and do the right stuff with him.
So your two former WWE guys is what? Tommy Dreamer and Billy Gunn?
Yeah, and I wouldn't even put Dreamer in that category. It's not a knock to Dreamer. It's just...
what's the guy that gets in and barely touches you? All I know is he keeps his hands in his damn pocket.
Oh, Orange Cassidy? For the smart marks, 100% can see Orange Cassidy as the winner. I mean, right now... I don't know if he is still the champion, but Orange Champion was the Independent Wrestling TV champion. And I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I think he beat Jonathan Gresham for the title.
My head hurts.
So I could definitely see him. Now on a we're gonna shut WWE down, no. On the we're catering to the smart marks, absolutely. I definitely think that's a guy for sure. But I didn't even realize he was in the Battle Royal. Must have blinked.
Yeah, he was in there because he did the spot with Tommy Dreamer.
I heard Cornette fussing about it, but I literally did not see it
because Tommy's like, "The hell's this guy doing?" And he did something. He kips back up, and Tommy held.
But I mean, there's a good 5. I mean, I say Ace, I say Lucha, I say Tommy, I say Billy, I say MJF. That's 5 people for sure.
Who's buying that pay-per-view?
Well, somebody did. I didn't. I mean, I don't buy WrestleMania. So, I mean, if you're basing on what I would buy, hell, you might as well stop.
You've been doink to clown.
So, I mean, do I agree that it was cool to see the guy with no legs in a wrestling match do the 619?
No.
Sure. In the Battle Royal? No. You know what I mean? Like, now, honestly, he probably would have been my pick to win. I would have had his little ass. I'd had MJF throw his ass out. Everybody win. Whoever, let's say it's Adam Page. Woo! Probably would have been Adam Page. I probably would have done it to MJF. MJF would have won. Yeah, he's celebrating, blah, blah. Nobody announced it. He steps out of the ring and it goes, MJF has been eliminated. Your winner, guy with no legs because both feet did not touch the floor. That's what Jay Andrews would have picked.
His whole body touch, I think that eliminates.
It says when both feet touch the floor.
Well, he's got nubs his feet. So
Nope.
There you go.
Nope. Both feet did not touch the floor. Hips do not count as feet. So, to me, that would have been your winner. However, they didn't go that route.
I'm glad they did.
I almost would like to see him get pounced. But, it's kind of that running part.
They'd have to throw him.
He threw Marco.
I'm going to get so much heat about this shit.
But, no.
Anyway.
I definitely think that Battle Royal was... Let's give the smart fans what they want.
They should have called it the Viral Battle Royal.
What I would have done,
like a viral spot.
Yeah, what I would have done would probably have done something different with Paige instead of the wild card thing. I think if you did that and you took out the fact that the winner of this got a title shot, then nobody would have any complaints. I mean, you can have complaints. Cornette's gonna find something to complain about. Everybody's gonna find something to complain about.
A hell of a lot more than just a Battle Royal, but
however, like I think if you would have took Paige and threw him in with MJF or Joey Janela's another guy. Like I think you could, people could see him as being champion. I forgot he was in there as well. Or Havoc, what's his name?
I know you're talking
England's most dangerous man.
Wrestled, Teddy Hart.
Jimmy Havoc. I mean, I think there's guys there. In Cornette's world, none of those guys belong, but yet Abdullah was a great worker. You know what I mean? So, I mean, he hates Havoc, but, thinks Abdullah fit, so, I mean, go figure. I mean...
Now, technically, they weren't driving in light tubes and all that crap.
Right, and also...
one little bullshit gimmick.
Yeah, Abdullah was 800 pounds, and, he'd eat you. So, I mean, I do see why Cornette, but the gimmick built around blood, I mean, there's been that in wrestling forever. The only difference, Havoc is 6'4" and 117 pounds. So,
yeah.
I mean, he's tall, he's a tall dude, but he's not intimidating.
I didn't think he looked that tall, to be honest.
Well, I didn't either until I saw him against Teddy Hart, and he was a little bit bigger than Teddy Hart. So, but yeah,
and Teddy's just kind of thick,
right? But yeah, I mean, I definitely see Cornette's points of, the stuff you're trying to make prestigious, you're killing it by doing this stuff. But at the same time, it's no different than WWE, TNA, WCW, any of those people did. I mean, you had Flair, and then you had Arachnaman.
That's what I'm saying.
You had, Nikolai Volkov, you had Nikita Koloff, and you had Beetlegeist. A dude pretending to be Beetlejuice. In WWF, you had, the Red Rooster, for whatever. But I mean, every promotion's had the silly. To go with it, so because you do need that.
That was the whole Battle Royal.
Right. I just think what hurt it and what turned it off for Cornette was you're trying to tell me every guy in here has a shot, and clearly every guy in here does not have a shot.
I mean, some guys are in there to literally do spots.
Mm-hmm.
AC and Marco was there to do one spot.
One spot.
Towed their ass up.
Yep. The guy with no legs was there to hit the 619. You know.
Yeah, DDT.
Sonny Kiss was there to stick Dreamer's head in his butt. I mean, it's cool.
Now there was one thing he said. He's like, okay, Sonny Kiss is there. We don't know what. If you've never seen this product, you didn't understand who all any of these people are or why they're dressed the way they are.
You didn't know why Billy Gunn looked like Billy Gunn. You didn't know why Tommy Dreamer looked like Tommy Dreamer.
I've seen Billy Gunn.
But you know what I mean, though. If that, you can't say you didn't tell everybody who everybody's character was. And maybe they didn't.
Well, like the way they
started
it was 5 people in the ring, and I
didn't like the
know
concept.
who any of them were.
I did not like the concept.
Sunny Days, I figured that out because he had yellow on.
Yeah, Sunny Days, I dig. Like, I really like.
I've seen his gimmick like twice.
So the Cornette going, oh, you had a guy painted yellow. Like, well, what was Gold Dust? Shit, Gold Dust.
Androgynous.
Yeah.
According to Vince.
But he was still yellow.
He couldn't say, whatever.
I mean, what was Dustin Rhodes now? He was a guy painted red. How is painted red okay, but painted yellow ain't?
And he come out as the natural.
Yeah. I'm all natural. But, like, that's what I love about Cornette is he'll contradict himself in the same sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he did that on MOW where he was saying that he was putting over Gringo Loco for studying in Mexico and learning that art form. And then he goes, and this Jimmy Havoc thinks he can just paint art anywhere and it'll be okay. Like, you can't have, like, it ain't art, it's a sport, but he's studying this art. Like, you can't contradict yourself in the same conversation. But we all do it, and I do it, and Cornette does it too. Yeah. But however, the Battle Royal, I do dig the concept. I don't think it was executed very well. I don't know how they could have changed it to make it better.
Well, like the first Battle Royal they had, and the other pay-per-view, All In, was a good Battle Royal.
Well, I mean, it was, but I mean, if you go back and look, you can find stuff to crap on that too.
Oh yeah, I agree. I mean, everything, like I say, you can tear anything apart, but this one was way easier.
Like I said, I think it's just that, the first one was, hey, we're putting all these people we want to put on the show but have no spot for them. We're putting them here, and everybody accepted that. They did the same thing here, and then at the last minute had to put the title thing there. What I'm curious of is who would have been the Joker's Wild guy had the Pac Adam Page match happen. Think about that. Who would have been that guy, and who would have won?
It would have been Asher One. That's what I'm saying.
Would have been who?
I figured it'd probably be MJF, to be honest with you.
As the winner?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because they've been pushing the hell out of him. Hell, he's in training videos with Cody and everything else.
Right. Speaking of the videos and stuff, I started watching this week's episode of Being the Elite. And
I haven't seen it yet.
I've only seen like the first minute. But I got a phone call and, had to take that and then go back. But it opens up, you got like one of the Young Bucks going, yeah.
Oh, that, I did see that.
And then the other one's like, yeah. And they're like, come on, give it to us. Give it to us. And it's like the camera pans out and you got Moxley going, I'm not into that. so it's pretty funny.
I didn't, yeah.
And I'm assuming that based on things that happen at the Double or Nothing and the BTEs, that Cracker Barrel is going to be a sponsor. Is what I'm assuming.
Yeah, I love that Jericho had to throw the barrel out because the referee couldn't figure that part out.
Which is really cool that they're going to be sponsored. And I believe that maybe the Double or Nothing, the Tuesday Night Dynamites may be live.
What the hell's a Tuesday Night Dynamite?
That's going to be, I think that's the name of their show. That's going to come on in October.
Wow, that's horrible.
But they're setting on the Cracker Barrel. They're saying at Cracker Barrel Rocking, the Young Bucks are. And one of the wives come up and go, didn't y'all see what Moxley, what's up with that? And, oh, he's a cool guy, whatever. And they're like, no, you didn't see him attack Kenny and throw him off the stage. Like, no, we seen the thing and everybody, yay, and we eating Twizzlers and we didn't see any of that. And they're like, no, you need to watch it. And then he goes, one goes, can we take that entrance out, that opening out? It's going to be really awkward. He goes, nope, that's funny about live. It's already live. We can't stop it. So I'm thinking that was a hint to the fact that their television product's going to be live and not taped. So that could be very interesting.
And that's way more expensive.
Yeah. So if that was a hint, I hope I'm the first person that found it. But I'm sure I'm not, because I'm not that smart.
Not really.
But yeah, so what's your give us your take on? I kind of rambled and gave my take. You don't see any of the guys you can't see anybody other than MJF being champion?
MJF would have been my pick, honestly. I mean, as far as being a guy that could talk people into the seats.
Yeah.
An actual athlete. Actually, it looks like somebody you'd probably want to see fight Jericho or Kenny Omega. I mean, I just couldn't really think of anybody else. I mean, in all honesty.
So, like, out of all those guys, none of them? Not...
I think the Luchasaurus, I think if he'd take that mask off, I think that'd probably be a great idea. And go with something, you know, that made sense.
Like,
not I'm a big dinosaur.
Like, you know, he was like part of Ascension.
Well, I get
it didn't work without the mask.
You know, it is what it is.
His greatest success have came from being in the mask, being in Lucha Underground.
Oh, I get that.
So, taking the mask off him may not have worked.
They cut his head off, though, in Lucha Underground.
I mean, that's reason only half his face is now masked.
They cut it off here.
They missed.
No. Aim for the neck.
Yeah. It just grew back. You know, lizards, you can chop part of their arm off and it just comes back. The tail doesn't grow back.
I just didn't. I mean, he would have been my pick, honestly. And I'm not a huge MJF fan.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like the hugest MJF mark by any means. I think he's a good talker.
Yeah.
He's a decent worker.
I think he's not afraid to be a bad guy.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Brett, watch out for the fan. Yeah. Gotcha. That's awesome. You know.
So what you're saying is MJF's a smart ass and you like that?
Yeah, that's what you got to be a bad guy. And not be scared to be booed and
I'm
worried
sorry,
about
Lieutenant
selling
Dan.
your t-shirts or your merchandise.
That was the best part.
You know?
Best line.
If you're a heel but you're worried about selling merch, you're in the wrong damn business.
And if you do it right, you'll sell merch.
Exactly. And you ain't got to be out there to autograph everything.
Yep.
But he would have been my pick, honestly.
Okay, so...
I'm not picking no legs, you know.
All right, let's.
I'm not picking AC Baby. Sorry.
Hypothetically, if you're taking anybody else from the event, any of the other matches,
any of the other matches,
every person on the roster that you know of that was on that show. Okay, who's the top 5 contenders?
I'm trying to remember who was all in it. Give me a minute.
Lucha Bros, Young Bucks.
Personally, from
the SCU guys, the guys from Strong Hearts.
I would probably pick Daniels.
Daniels, all right, that's
he
one.
He has a name value.
5.
He still has name value.
All right,
I didn't pick no 5. Y'all dumbass.
No, I'm saying you need to pick who's the top 5 contenders for the title. Like,
I didn't say there was. No, you got 2 so far.
I'm giving you. It's free reign. You're booking. You got control of the pit.
I don't know their whole. Like, who is their whole roster?
I'm just from the people that you saw on pay-per-view.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm gonna say Moxley. Omega,
Moxley,
Jericho, Page. Those are 4 we know, right?
Mm-hmm.
MJF's got to be there.
Yeah, I said MJF.
But if I'm just throwing like 5 wild card guys based off of that, I mean, Pentagon would probably be one. Mm-hmm. Daniels for sure. Maybe T-Hawk. He was the one that showed out the most in the 6-man with SCU.
Okay.
So that'd be 3. Again, I say AC Baby. I say Luchasaurus. I mean, I think those got to be, guys you're looking at. So,
I mean, that's God.
Yeah. So what you're saying is AEW is very limited when it comes to top guys.
I don't know their whole roster. I really don't.
Yeah, but you've seen most of them. I mean, you've got an idea.
But I don't know where they're going to go with them. Like I said, I think Joey Janela is a decent worker. I probably would have picked him.
Yeah.
If I had to pick him by somebody Raw, it probably would have been him, honestly. Billy Gunn's like a semi-retired wrestler. I don't see him really being out there.
Same thing with Dustin. Like, I don't think those are top guys.
I could see them doing Dustin. Like, could he do it one last time?
Yeah.
I could see that easy.
Because he was never world champion. So, like, could he make it to the top of the mountain?
And I could see him doing it because I really thought a few years ago with Jerry Lawler, they should have done it.
Yeah.
With him and Miz and had WrestleMania been the rematch and him take the belt from Lawler. I've always thought that. I thought that would have been a great story.
Yeah.
And then it would have been King passing the torch to Miz. And I think they could have made the Miz, honestly, because it's taken him a long time to get to where he should have been.
Well, WWE doesn't want to make anybody anymore. So
no, they're worried about their name product.
Yeah, they're looking at
that's how
logo.
their ratings real well. So,
yeah. So.
But I mean, I think Trent Beretta has a real good look to
For
him.
sure. I agree with that.
You know, I mean, and Jim Cornette was all up on him.
Was it on Chuck Palumbo? I mean, Chuck
No,
Taylor.
Chuck Taylor. No, I like Chuck Taylor myself. Chuck would actually be one I would put up
For sure.
because he's a good worker.
He's a hell of a worker.
I'm not a big fan of the invisible grenade, but you know, you do with it what you do. But he didn't do it on pay-per-view. And will he do it on live TV?
He's got to.
But will that make people turn in or turn off?
Both.
So that's the scary
Casual
part.
fan off, smart fan on.
I know. So anyway, yeah, that's my picks.
Yeah. All right.
Which are pretty much all out there.
Again, something I don't think is going to happen.
CM
But
Punk
the
show
CM
up in a
Punk
mask.
rumors are there. Let's say those are true. Let's say CM Punk does come to AEW in the Chicago one night only return. You know what is being floating around the internet is CM Punk versus Ambrose. What do you think?
He's fighting Joey Janela that night.
I'm just saying it's floating around.
He can float it all anywhere he wants to, like a turd in a past bowl. But yeah, okay. So
No, he's fighting him in the show that's going to be in Florida, not the one in Chicago.
in June. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, anything's possible in wrestling. Now.
Well, this is my thought on
And
it.
that guy's multi-billionaire. So
Yeah. He ain't coming in for the money. He's coming in. I mean, granted, he may come for the money, but he ain't coming in for the money.
They ain't paying him 2 pennies.
Well, you know what I mean.
If
Like,
he comes.
if he comes, money's a bonus. You know what I mean? Like, because he has money. He doesn't need, you know. My thing is, like, AEW as a company should stay away from the WWE matchups.
I agree with
You
that.
see what I'm saying?
If I
Like-
brought Punk in, it would be to put him with like somebody like MJF
Yeah.
or Janela
I mean,
or somebody like that.
I definitely think you have MJF out there running down Chicago and blah, 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 and, you know, Cult of Personality comes on. That would definitely be my pick for sure.
If you have somebody like Punk and you don't try to get him, you're crazy.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, well, the smart, you know, it's supposed to have been Ric Flair was supposed to have been the belt reveal.
Right.
I mean, you're dumb if you don't go with a few names. You got
Right, you have to have
value
some name to pull that
to-
value in.
to bring people in that's never seen it before. They're like, well, shit,
Right.
I thought CM Punk was gone. You know, if he does show up,
Yeah.
I doubt it, but he might.
Right.
Anything's possible.
I mean, anything is possible. Never say never. But I think him versus Ambrose is the wrong decision.
Oh, I agree with
I
that.
don't.
Yeah,
You know. I mean, can you do it? Can you pull it off? Will it be great? Sure. But is that what you should do? I don't know. I think you take those opportunities to sprinkle that WWE
save it.
dust
We
on your
always
regular
seen that.
guys.
We saw him in the Shield fight. I don't
Yeah.
want to see it again.
So I mean, I definitely would do.
Or at least build to it. Don't give it right away.
I mean, another guy. I mean, you know, I wouldn't mind seeing Moxley and Jimmy Havoc. I mean, I think that could be a wild, all over the place kind of match. But with Punk, man, you know, Omega would definitely be on my list.
Of course.
I think, you know, and this is me contradicting myself automatically, just like I said we do at times. You know, I don't know if I'd go with Dean, but I think, you know, him and the new Cody would be interesting. You know? I mean, I'm sure they probably wrestled, and I don't know every guy
I don't
Punk ever
remember seeing
wrestled.
that match, to be honest. It might
But
happen.
if he was, you know, Cody was not an established guy. You know what I mean? He was filler in WWE.
And I actually think he could help Cody, like I've
Right,
always said.
right.
I've never felt like Cody's that great of a worker.
Right. So that's my thing is like, you know, if you do bring that in, you know, bring in, you know, hell, give me a Punk and a Luchasaurus. Give me a Punk and an Ace Romero. I mean, make these guys earn that spot. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you're here. Let's see if you can stay here. Like, you know, Punk should be that measuring stick almost. Like, here's a guy we want to rub. You know, that's when I say MJF's perfect. Like, from upper mid card to main event just by beating Punk.
Well, is there anybody that you would book yourself for AEW? And I mean anybody. I don't mean WWE crap.
Oh
But
man,
anybody.
that's so crazy.
I got one I did right off.
Sell yours. Let me think on that for a
Sammy
second.
Callahan.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? I mean, I don't disagree with that, but I think Sammy's in a really good place being
I think he's away from Impact.
easy.
That's what I just saw something. I don't know if it's true, so I'll keep my opinion to myself.
I did watch some Impact here recently.
And
So there's some good stuff. No, I mean, why not a Johnny Elite? I mean, we've had a
We've
Johnny Nitro, Johnny Impact, a Johnny Mundo. Why not a Johnny Elite? I definitely think he could be there for sure. Tag team wise, I'd love to see the Chris brothers there. I'm gonna say this, and this is me putting ego over automatically, but I mean, I think there would be a place for like a Ray Fury, a place for like a Jim Sterling, a place for like a JD Jenkins. Like, I think you could pull those three people out and put there and stick out no more than, and this is me not dissing those guys, but they wouldn't stick out any more than a guy with no legs, or Marco Stunt, or an Ace Romero, or a Michael Nakazawa, or
you want to pour oil on
you could put any of those guys there in the Battle Royal and nobody would have noticed anything different. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't have been, if anything, you would have been like, you know what, I could see that guy winning, I see that guy winning.
I could see neither one of them winning over. I had several of them.
Yeah, I definitely think those would have been, in guys' list, being JD and Ray Fury. I believe that if you really wanted to do something fun, you put Jim Sterling on TV. You put Stardust on there, and maybe he's managing the guy with no legs. How fun would that shit be? Could you see Stardust trying to build a robot legs or something for freaking the guy with no legs, or like like making a Krang style body for, the guy would be the brain sitting inside, like from the Ninja Turtles. Like, I could see Stardust doing all kind of stuff with him.
Something wrong with you.
So, my vote, let's bring Stardust in. Let's get him and his evil, mad, genius type brain, whatever. This guy definitely thinks outside the box. He thinks outside the planet. I mean, he's from the Starship.
But I gotta say, John Davis too.
Oh, for sure, John Davis. Michael Elgin,
Well, Elgin's on the Impact.
And is a perfect spot for him. Like, I think Impact would do wonders for Elgin. And man, there's so many guys out there, but the great thing is, along with there's so many guys out there, there's so many places that you should want to be at.
And what was his
right
name?
now?
The one just fought Fairy Chance.
Allrin.
I think he would really bring something
Yeah.
to it.
I definitely think if you sleep on guys, you're gonna regret it one day.
I used to say there was not enough gimmicks, but it's like there were damn near too many.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, we were having this conversation earlier about a promotion that has an old school feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that there's so much old school feel there that nobody feels old school.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I guarantee this.
And I think that's kind of the same thing you're saying is, if everybody has a gimmick, nobody has a gimmick.
So the real wrestlers don't really stand out, if that makes sense. And that's not knocking the people with gimmicks that are not wrestlers. It's just like Jericho. I
mean, your top guys.
No. I was gonna give an example of people with characters against people that, like, Dean Malenko never had a character besides being a great wrestler.
But that was his character. He was a man of 1,000 holds.
Okay, who is that in AEW right now? There isn't one.
Sure there is.
Who?
The Cutler guy. He doesn't have a gimmick.
Who the hell's Cutler?
The one in the Battle Royal.
That's how much I paid attention. That's why I didn't pick him.
He was one of the first
He looked
ones.
like he weighed about $150.
Nah, he was decent size. He was real decent size.
He was a little bitty fella.
No, I mean, shit, he's probably 6'5".
He looked like he weighed 6'5".
Well, I mean, maybe put a 1 in front of it.
He didn't like he weighed that.
I don't know, man. I agree with Cornette to an extent. To an extent, I think a lot of Cornette stuff doesn't make sense.
It was entertaining.
But overall, give it a listen for sure.
I enjoy it.
I'm not a Cornette
I
like Cornette wrestling promo guy. I don't like Cornette backstage insider. But overall, yeah, man, I dig it. So
he's gotten a lot of heat over it, and he's positive, negative. You're never going to be completely one-on-one with anybody. There's no way you're going to make
everybody's not going to agree.
I mean, you could have what you think is a perfect wrestling show. It goes off great. You sell all the tickets. You get all this great promotion. There's going to be at least one asshole say something they didn't like about it.
That's it. But yeah, so that's our thoughts. Let us know what you think. We love hearing feedback. So please comment, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, hit the button, wish upon a shooting stir, all that good stuff. Check us out on fullygimmick.com. We've got a store there. You get t-shirts, coloring books, some other things. Also check out, we're on all the social medias, at least the main three, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Check us out there, Pro Wrestling Ego. Check out our sponsors, Norville Chiropractic Clinic, No Limit Jiu-Jitsu. Check out Wrestling Heroes and More, Wham! It's a toy store on Facebook. So you may get some of the stuff you see on here. Check out our unboxing videos. And until next time, see you next week.
Watch wrestling.
Watch wrestling. Later, guys.